It's March,
It is.
Women's History Month. Have you heard of Women's History Month before this March?
Not at all.
Yo,
See, I'm telling you,
this
it's
is the third woman CEO that we've interviewed this month, and this is the every single one.
Bree knew.
Nah, she saw it, but she didn't.
She said that she ain't never heard until this. month.
Till this year.
I thought she said it. All right, but no, then go ahead.
No,
I'm not gonna hold you. I thought y'all made that up on the low.
Wow.
Women's History Month. Wow.
No, when I heard it though, you were looking at each other.
When we
like,
heard it,
like,
we never heard of it ever.
I thought it
heard
was
of
Black Women History Month.
That's
You
what
know,
But if you notice, it's everybody's using it now.
yes,
Like the NBA's using it,
Yes.
the WNBA.
The minute I saw y'all post it, I saw like someone reposted. I'm like, oh, Women's History Month. Let me click on it. And then literally the day that y'all posted it, it was like I think like a weekend of March or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's when I started seeing more people post it. But I'm like, whoa, this is real. Like I've never in my life heard of this.
Sliding in the coupe through the city, different flavors. I just hit a stain with my niggas living stainless. Dopest in the city, rockin' white.
Welcome, as you guys can see, we are at the official True Heart Studios.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out True Heart,
Shout out to our sponsor, True Heart.
making this happen.
Shout out True Heart.
For sure. Was a long time coming here, man.
It was a long time. We had this in the works for a long time, YCP crew. And we got Given Skin, Tiana, as our first guestie in
lovely
True Heart
Tiana.
Studios. Let's give her a round of applause.
Lovely Tiana. A round of applause on your smart ass.
Tiana, tell them a little bit about yourself and what you do. You do facials, correct?
Yes, I am a young CEO. I am 22 years old. The official title is Aesthetician. A lot of people can't pronounce that, so I just let people say skincare specialist or anything of that sort. But yes, I specialize in skincare. I also do brows as well. I like to.
Your brows look nice.
Thank you. Trying new things, as a young CEO, you're supposed to try new things. You can't just stay in one box.
Absolutely.
I've been an esthetician for about a year now, fully licensed. I've always loved skincare since I was a little kid, for sure. But I didn't realize that skincare gets a lot more deeper than just washing your face, getting a facial. I didn't even know what a facial was up until before high school.
I didn't know what one was until I booked with you.
Yeah, a lot of people, especially people of color and younger people as well, within our age group, aren't really aware of how taking care of your skin or just skincare in itself has to do with your whole entire body. It's not just waking up, washing your face, and going about your day.
Yeah.
It's about looking good, feeling good, and going out into the world and doing better. So that's why I created my business, Given Skin, in 2020 officially, but I actually soft launched my business in 2021 of last year, and it's about to be a year since I've officially been in business. But
Damn, congrats
thank
on
you.
that one.
Thank you. And as I have learned since coming into this industry, it gets a lot deeper. My reasons for staying within this industry have gotten a lot deeper. My ties to this industry. I'm also a product developer because I love skincare. I love making skincare. And I didn't see a lot of representation growing up of Black women or just Black people, I would say, taking care of their skin or really understanding what their skin means in a sense.
How important it is.
Yeah, how important it is. So I decided to be that person for whoever I may be, for the little kid I needed when I was growing up, or the person I needed when I was growing up, just to be able to guide me and educate me on what I should do. Because we all struggle with something within our skin or just some type of external insecurity. So it's why not just try and work on it? So it's not a linear process, it's continual. So yes. So I am currently taking a break from services as well, even though I did mention I am about to reach my year in officially owning my own business.
Yeah.
I'm a product developer, so I work for a cosmetic manufacturer who makes skincare with brands that are in the market at the current moment. And I'm just seeing from the ground up how to create a brand, not just a product or a business.
How long you been working with them?
About 9 months now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn. So how did you do both?
It was hard.
Yeah. I'm just not thinking about it. How did you do that?
At first, I tried to do both the same way, not changing my schedule, just trying to keep up with demand of my business, and then also the demand of my job, because it's a lot.
It is a lot.
In my
like,
job.
Kind of like when I was there, because how much people you have like on a daily?
On a daily basis, it depends. So if it's brows, I would say on a daily basis, I would say I'll probably have about 3 to 4 clients.
Damn.
But depending on what they're getting,
that's
when I had a full schedule. Like,
Yeah.
I was open from morning to evening. When I shortened my schedule, I would probably get about 1 or 2 a day, but that was still a lot coming off an 8-hour shift, you know?
Yeah, that is.
So, like, I was like, okay, I was still trying to do it even with, like, a shortened schedule, but at a point, like, I just burnt out. Like, I really burnt out. I didn't have time for me. I didn't have time for my clients. I didn't have time for work. Like, I just, mentally, I was shot. So, I had to make a decision. I was like, you know, my job right now is my career. Like, my career. My business is my passion. And I had to make a decision because I was sitting on it for a while. Like, I'm not going to close my business. You know how much I put into this? I put mad time, money, effort, all that. Why would I, like, sit there and, like, quit? And it took me a while to realize I'm not quitting. I'm just taking a break to, like, come back better than I was before.
Absolutely.
So now I'm at the current point where I'm in my job and it's really a 2-for-1, really, because I'm in the same industry and I'm seeing the industry from another perspective. Because on a real tip, skincare that you see on the stores right now, they're not made with black people in mind or black skin made in mind. Like, I never saw that side of it, though. I'd never been able to see the side of, like, the beauty industry that I'm in now. And I'm really just in a position that whatever I'm learning, I'm just learning as I'm growing. I'm learning as I'm growing. And, like, even my business, I felt really, really bad about taking a step back because, you know, my clients, they come to me for their skin concerns. They're like, girl, what do you mean you're just, like, stopping services? Like, we have, like, you know, a regimen. And of course I still have time to help out my clients wherever I can, but I know for where I'm trying to go with my brand, not just my business, I know where I'm at right now is where I'm supposed to be. So I'm just gonna take where I'm at right now and just keep applying and keep learning. Like,
well, congratulations on that one.
Tiana was actually the first person to reach out to us asking when we are going to be interviewing people. So let's give a shout out to Tiana.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate the support, for real.
So when did you first see us?
When did I first see you? Honestly, you guys popped on my TL one day and I was like,
I feel special.
what? Like, what y'all doing? You know, let me listen. And y'all was dropping gems and I was like, no, this is great. And then, like, obviously I went on your page and I saw that you guys have been posting, like, you know, consistently. And I was like, oh, wow, like, this is something, like, for real. Like, this isn't something, like, y'all, you know, just put together or something like that. But even if it was, it's, like, information that needs to be heard by somebody else. Because even, like, the little snippets that you guys post, they help me some days. I'm just scrolling, you know, aimlessly on Instagram. And I'm just like, oh, wait, no, like, he just said something for real. Like, let me, you know.
Like, we really just do this for everybody else. Like, we know there's probably people that scroll right past it or whatever the case may be, but we're trying to help you out. If you don't want to listen, that's on you. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to live our life and do what we do every day regardless. We're just really trying to help y'all out. We just might as well give y'all some gems while we're going through the process.
For sure, that's exactly why you guys are going to go far, because it's not like something that's self-absorbed. You're doing it for another, like, it's outside of you, so you're not going to analyze it too much. You're going to know, okay, this is going to reach someone somewhere. It's going to hit you in some way. We could both read the same thing, watch the same movie. We both going to analyze it a different way. We both going to have different perspectives. So whoever you can reach, it matters.
When did you realize that you wanted to start your business in skincare?
It was during the pandemic.
2020.
And I was working at the beauty supply store. So it was the height, you know, beauty supply store is one of the few places that was open because everybody needs something.
It was popular.
You're going to run and get a do-rag. Somebody got to get their hair done. You know, you're going to see mad people coming through.
This was during the pandemic?
Yeah, during. Like,
I went to the beauty supply store a couple times during the pandemic.
No, for sure.
They made cheese.
For sure. So I was working at a beauty supply store, and people always used to come in and be like, oh, I love your skin. And I'm like, thank you. You know, like, what do you use? And I'm like, you know, just telling you what works for me, but it's not going to work for you. But I've always been interested in skincare. So, like, looking at your skin, I'm like, okay, you know, what do you use? How do you use it? How often do you wash your face? I'm just asking these questions, like, just off the top of my head.
Sorry to cut you off, but is that how you got into it as well? Because people used to always compliment you about your skin?
No, actually. I went to college, like, the year after we graduated. So I went to college, and I initially majored in hospitality management, and I quickly realized, like, that's not for me. But before I was about to change my major, my professor took us on a tour of a spa. And I've never been in a spa. Like, I was like, we went on the tour. I was like, oh, this is nice. And I instantly knew, like, this is what I want to do. Like, I'm changing my major. I called my parents. I'm like, I don't care what I told y'all 6 months ago. This is what I want to do. Like, this is what I want to do now. So I was like, I want to do this. I'm, like, looking up spas around the world. We seeing, like, just the luxury of it in a sense, like, how people come to get pampered and things like that. I was like, oh, that's fire, I end up dropping out of school after that, like, that year. No. But I definitely dropped out of school.
Good job.
Yeah.
You noticed early. Good job.
No.
You noticed early.
Good job.
This is the only thing in my life I say consistent. Like, I've been consistent, like, with. I haven't. My fire for it hasn't burnt. Like, I'm like, I want to keep doing this. I find something new every single day to be like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Damn.
Yeah. So.
And feeling that way, that you had to stop doing what you love and what you have a passion for to get your, priorities straight, because you need to get your money first,
For
obviously,
sure.
so that you could build your brand. How did that make you feel? How did you feel knowing that you had to stop or take a pause so that you could regroup?
That's a great question, Shamir. It made me really, really sad. Like, I felt like I was doing something wrong. And when you don't have, like, a lot of support in your corner and you're, like, your own support system for the most point, you kind of, like, psych yourself out of things. Because this thought popped into my head, like, to stop, like, at least 3 months into my job, and I was like, I may have to stop, but I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. Like, I pushed it off, because I was like, no, like, I can't quit.
But you can tell at that moment that your job is really taking over.
Yeah, I can adapt well to a situation, but I can also see what's going on around me. I can kind of, like, see the future in the sense, like, okay, this is gonna get, like, real hectic.
Okay.
So you being the youngest in the room, you think people be hating on you because you're so young and you have a lot of knowledge, obviously. So
people definitely hate on you when you're the youngest.
Especially in a corporate job.
Oh my God. If you're a corporate job and you're one of the youngest and you actually know what you're talking about,
yeah.
they hate you. They hate
Damn,
you.
well,
And
you
it's
got
like-
a lot of passion saying that.
You know where I go every day.
Yeah, that's how they hate you. Well.
No,
Where I
They
go
see
every
this
day.
little short guy walking aside. They're like, who is him? For real.
no,
Dang.
it's a yeah. I'm not gonna say the word hate, but I know I get that look. It's just like, are you even, like, supposed to be here?
Like, they
why
don't
are
take you
here?
serious.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people, when I first started, they didn't take me serious because they just look at me like, oh, how she got here?
No, when I first started doing moves and I went on estimates, I used to go in people's houses and they used to just look at me crazy because they're like, young, black.
Oh, you light skinned, well.
I'm black when I walk into them white people's houses. I don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Facts.
For
I mean, but hey. you
They
put
want
on-
me to pack the kitchen, not the
you,
bedroom.
You put on the. Oh, hey. Round of
Understand
applause for
that.
All right.
Nah, but they used to look at me so crazy. And then when you start talking and you know what you're saying, they're like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have to accept it. At
Exactly,
this point.
like your credibility. Like, you have to
Knowledge.
prove your credibility.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
like-
like, why can't you just
Just leave me off
like,
rip.
I'm here.
Just
You
assume
feel me?
that
Just
I know
assume
what
that I
I'm talking
know
about
what
if
I'm
I'm walking in your house.
I love it, though.
I
Exactly.
hate that shit.
I-
I hate when you.
I love
It's
it.
fun to see.
Yeah.
Low-key,
It's
low-key,
fun to
low-key.
see. And then they're like, they're shocked and you're like,
It's
all
fun
right.
Yeah.
to see, but I hate when someone feels like I have to prove myself to them. I don't have to prove shit to you.
You don't.
So what skills do you have to be a CEO? Give me three.
There's three
3 skills.
Yeah.
You're off the dome.
off the dome.
Quick, fast.
Okay. 3 off the dome. Automatically, I think you have to have discipline. For sure. That's number one. And that's something I'm
Absolutely.
learning right now. Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Same.
for
We
sure.
all do.
Discipline, creativity, because, like, my industry, you got to be able to think of something quick. You got to be able to think on your feet. You can't
That's fair,
just,
though.
like, automatically be like, okay, it's going to go like this. If something goes wrong, you got to be able to think of something. You got to
Yeah.
get creative.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
Problem solving.
For sure. Ambition. I don't know. That just comes to my head. Like, you gotta have ambition. You gotta have drive. You know, I feel like I've always had drive since a kid. Like, I know what I want to do and I'm gonna do it, even if you told me no, I'm finna do it. Like, that's just how it's gonna go because I know what I want. I'm gonna go after.
Because no does not mean no. That just means let me find another way to do this shit.
Let me piggyback off of that. Since you said ambition, do you feel as if the amount of information or the amount of access that you get down here in Florida, do you think you'll get something different somewhere else?
As far as like my industry?
Yeah.
No.
No, you don't think so?
No.
Really?
Like where I'm at right now, like
Yeah. Like let's say if you was to leave here and go to Atlanta.
no.
No?
A lot of people, when they start, their idea is too big. Like they need to minimize it. Bring down a step.
No, that's
Each step
happened
will
with
get
us
to
as
the
well.
top.
For sure. You just have to
did.
start.
Yeah, once you start, it doesn't matter about the quality. Just start.
No.
Someone's gonna mess with it.
For real.
And
like,
then as you go on,
For
you just change and evolve, and nothing can stop you at that point.
That's facts.
Facts.
Because people always come to me and say, "How do I start my business? How
Just
should I
start.
start?" Just start.
no, no,
It's
for
like
real.
just
It does
start.
not
Just-
matter what industry you're in. Like start. Like literally, just start.
Start. Buy that LLC.
I know
Bro.
people.
Start the Instagram page.
I know
Just
people that
start.
stayed on their name of their business for a year, 2 years. I'm like, bro, just put a name and go.
No, seriously, you can always change it.
You can change it at any
You
part.
can always change it. Like you just have to start. Like you think I know what I know now? Just if I did, I graduated my esthetician school, and I didn't buy none of my stuff because I'm like, well, I gotta wait till I get a suite first, or I gotta wait till I have someone ready to book an appointment, or I gotta get these tools first. I said I quit my job. I promise you, one day I got real fed up at my job. I was working at Chewy. I quit my job.
They order my house every 2 weeks.
I was fed up. I said, yeah, nah, I'm done. I told my mom, I was like, look, I just quit my job. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm going to be straight. Don't worry about me. I'm going to be straight. Started my business. I didn't have no plan for real. I was like, okay, I know what I need to start. I buy me a little wax pot, buy me a little bed, buy me a little steamer, get some products. It don't got to be high-end products. You don't have to spend like bands on products off rip. Just buy what you know is quality. I already had a vendor lined up. I was like, okay, bet. Let me just, buy like a starter kit and go. That starter kit took me so far. Like just starting, and I was that type of person like it needs to be here before I started. I need to have the Instagram page full with content before I start so people can trust me, because it's your skin. I'm overthinking it in that sense, but like no, just start. You're gonna learn as you go along. You learn way more when you just start. Like
Start and go.
Yeah.
literally.
Nah, that's facts.
Absolutely.
Just start.
Coming
Now-
from the boss.
Now, with your business, as all businesses, there's failures. So, what do you think some of your failures have been, and how did you overcome those failures? We don't really call them failures. Every L is a lesson.
They're lessons.
It's not losses, it's lessons. But what do you think were some of your lessons?
Okay. Let me start like this. My lesson that I learned, one of my lessons that I learned is not all money is good money.
Facts.
It's not you starting up, you go on every dollar that you get, but what is it going to bring? What is it going to cost you in a sense? Like, it's going to cost you your peace. It's going to cost you just your mental, just anything. And especially because I'm dealing with people's skin and like it's energy transfer. You're laying on a table. I'm taking care of you. You've had a facial before, right? I relax.
Like,
That shit is gas.
They don't understand, like, the energy transfer is very...
It's-
Shamir's mom was telling me about that, but, like, that shit is real. I didn't know how real that was.
I need to be good in my energy before I can transfer it to you so that you can relax, so that your energy can be good as you go along throughout your day after a facial. And that's just a facial. It's just, but coming into contact with anybody simply, like, you need to have the good energy. So if I'm just, okay, it's about the money, let me just take the client. Like, what is it costing you? That's one of my lessons, and how I came back from it was understanding there are boundaries in a sense. Like, I can't just accept anything because I don't have anything at the current moment. Like, you have to have standards with certain things. Like, you can't just accept anything. Yeah, you're starting out, but like, you gotta have standards regardless of. So I've been in situations where people will try and like, short me on my price, and like my price was like already like really, really low when I first started. And I was like, at first I was like, damn, like, I'm just starting, maybe I should just give a little discount. I been knew them for real, but I was like, no, like, no, that's the price. Like,
my price is my price.
Doing that, I was like, bruh, how am I gonna pay this bill? How am I gonna do this? Like, like all those thoughts start to like roam in your head. But at the end of the day, I got like a new booking the next day. Like
Exactly.
I knew I was gonna be straight,
Crazy.
and I had after a little while, after a little stress, I was like, I'm not even tripping on it. Like I know I stood like in my price, and I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Next day, I got blessed again. Like God got me. I'm
Yeah,
not tripping on
absolutely.
nothing. So that's
I did.
and he did for sure.
I say it all the time, man. You give a customer an inch, they'll try to take
Take
a
it-
mile. Do
Try
not
and
give
take it to
them
hell.
the inch.
No, that's it. You don't give them the inch because they wouldn't go do that in Walmart.
You know?
Or Winn-Dixie or any Publix. They don't ever
Yeah.
go up there and be like, yo, your prices are too high.
You wouldn't.
No, you just buy it.
You just buy it. Either you buy it or you don't. Like
You buy
just-
it and then complain about it. That's all you do. So that's what you should do.
That's
Simple.
literally all
No,
you have
that's
to do.
it.
Buy my service and then complain about it. That's fine.
For sure.
Just make sure you use me again.
No, facts. Refer me.
Post me.
Facts. Yeah, that's one of my lessons, I would say, that I learned. Not all money is good money.
Do you think it's important to have a support system for your business to grow?
100%. Like, 100%. Because on those days where you can't, just someone telling you, like, keep going. Keep doing that. How can I help? It matters, like, the world. And even, like, my business is still in, like, I think it's still in its baby stages. I know as I grow, I want a team. Like, you can't take on everything by yourself because
Absolutely.
that's how you get to burnout.
Yeah, absolutely.
You end up burning out. Like, think about it, even just Young CEO Project. If it was just one of y'all setting up, doing the mic, asking the questions, setting up the camera, making sure, the environment is good, like, that would be too much at one person. And then you have another life outside of that. Like, you have your own personal life. Like, you need a team. You need a support system in some type of way. But I feel like when I started, I did not have a support system, but now that I took a step back, I'm looking at, like, next time I come back, I need a support system. Like, it's
Okay.
non-negotiable. Like,
So
I need
you're
a
looking
team.
for those team members right
I
now?
am.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
And you have you had any couple people in mind, or are you still looking?
I'm still looking. I have had a couple of people in mind based on, like, their skills. I'm a big person on, like, trust, though. Like, I
Yeah,
feel
sure.
like I should be able to trust you because this is my baby. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
this is my child. Like,
Business is
I'm
not nothing to play
playing.
around with.
It's not. Like, it's not even about the money. Like, it's my reputation. It's, like, my brand name. It's, like, how it's presented. Like, I need to be able to count on you. Like, you need to be dependable. So you can have the skills, yeah, but, like, all right, can I trust you? Can I make sure that if I pass this off to you because I can't get it done right now, can you maintain that responsibility? Things like that. Like, I look for things like that in people.
Absolutely.
It's more so your character.
Can you keep it 5 stars?
No, for sure.
And I advise you to keep looking for those team members that you can depend on, because this shit's not going to be easy if you can't depend on somebody.
It's
That's a
not,
fact.
for sure.
What advice would you give a young CEO coming up?
What I tell any young CEO, simply, don't let your environment define you. You can always go outside of your environment. It doesn't matter how much people tell you, oh, no, you can't. It could be family members. It could be friends. It could be anybody. You'll be like, that's not going to go nowhere. Or, like, I mean, you could, but, like, that's not practical, especially in this day and age, Sure. Like, I have Caribbean parents. Like, they're real realistic, So it's like, don't let your environment, like, stifle you or just deter you from what you believe in yourself that you can do. Because even if you try it and it doesn't work out the way you intended for it to, you still tried it. You still did something. You still learned something from it at the end of the day. So don't let your environment just stifle you and keep you in a box, because you could always grow out of it, or you can just find a new box. Like, you can find a new box. That's what I have to say to any CEO, like, one little gem for real. As far as any esthetician coming up, because esthetician has so many branches, like lash artists are estheticians. They're under that. Brow artists are. Makeup artists are under that little umbrella. You can do a lot as an esthetician. So my advice to you would be, first, figure out what you want to do, like what you want to be. I didn't know I would love brows, like, when I first started. I did not know. I was literally in school, like, I don't want to do that shit. Like I'll wait till the last week to finish all my brow tints. Like, I'm so serious. And the last week I did, I was like, damn, I love this. Hold on. Let me go find a class. Because I wasted all my time thinking I wouldn't like it. Try everything, one. Oh, and sorry, before I even say that, get licensed. I'm talking to the camera. Get licensed. Because them people is not playing.
She talking to your ass.
No, for
You better
real.
Get your
Y'all
shit
been
licensed.
6 months in, no
No,
license.
for real.
Come on, man.
Get licensed. You were playing with people's skin. You're playing with
Fucking Raheem, dog. God damn it.
I'm like, damn, I hope I ain't getting in there. But no,
Damn it.
back to what I was saying.
Shitting over here.
Fucking
Shit,
Jackie
man.
Robinson, dog.
He's been shitting over here.
Come on. No, for real, get licensed because you're playing with people's skin, people's eyes. Like, these are real things that you can do irreparable damage, like, for real. So get licensed, first of all. If you're thinking about becoming an esthetician or just in the skincare field, get licensed or certified right away. That's number one. Number two, figure out what you like to do. There's a difference between, like, what you're good at and what you like to do. Figure out both. Once you figure out what you like to do and what you're good at, see what you're able to market. See how you're able to market yourself. Just don't, like I said, don't think yourself into a box, but at the same time, explore the box. See what's in it. See what you got. See what you can do with it. And then I personally would say pick 2 things. Don't pick 3 because when you like extend yourself too far, that's how you experience burnout quicker. That's just my personal experience and advice that I would give to any esthetician coming out of school. And then also just have fun. Like, it's a really, like, I love doing what I do. So, like, have fun. Like, go towards something that you can be like, damn, I love doing this. Like, it's not boring to me. It's not work. Like, I'm not just doing this for money. Like, I love doing this. That's what I would say to an esthetician. Yeah.
We shouldn't have only a month. It should be all year long.
No,
We're talking about Black history.
It should never be stifled to no 1 month because you deal with, like, white privilege every single day. You deal with, like, white institutionalism every single day. Like, I took, what was it, African American history my last semester of college. Ooh. That was the most I ever learned about African American history in my life. No matter what we learned in school, even what we learned in school was wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
all that is bull.
Of course, you see it on Twitter. Like, I learned more from Twitter than I ever did in school. Like, it's crazy. There's so many things that are just hidden that are still just went on, like, in the 1990s. Like, and you're thinking, oh, that was back in slave time.
It's only 20 years ago.
No, it's only 20 years ago. Like, it's still happening to this day. It's just repurposed. It's in a different, like, container and a different packaging, so you're not thinking it's going on.
That we don't know
they
about.
put a different mask on it.
For sure.
They put a different mask on it, and then
you thinking, oh no, that's not, that can never, like, look, little gem. I don't know if y'all know this, but you guys ever heard about, like, eugenics, right?
Eugenics?
Yeah.
Explain it.
Okay, so for example, it's the same type of mentality that Hitler had when he was like going through, like, the Holocaust and everything like that, when he was perpetuating the Holocaust. So eugenics is something where basically it's a mindset that there can be a perfect person. Like, this is what the standard is, and everybody who does not fit into that standard, so disabled people or people who don't have this type of hair color, it doesn't have to be like blonde hair, blue eyes. It can just be anything. Whoever set the standard, whatever. If you're obese, if you're too skinny, like, you are the standard. If you're not the standard, you need to be eliminated. Like, that's just all it comes down to. But it's the fact that it was adopted. Like, Hitler got that mentality that he took to Germany from the United States, to the point where they're sterilizing you, to the point where you can't reproduce at all. They're kidnapping you. The same, and this is just not too long ago. This is past the Holocaust. This is just Martin Luther King was walking around type vibes, you know? And, like, people would never think that, people think, like, oh, Hitler was just like that. No, he read up on that, and it came from the United States. That's not something, oh, the United States was like, oh my gosh, that's so bad. No, it came from the United States. Hitler took it overseas. Was like, I bet I'm gonna apply it over here, and the United States, like, washing their hands, like, oh no, well, that's terrible, that's so bad, but you're doing it here.
You know, that's how the United States works, though.
That is how the United States works, but it's the fact that so much people don't know. And I had to go to school, like college. I'm in college, and I had to take a course that's literally not even there no more. That I had to take a course.
So that's why they should put that on, like, TikTok platforms. Like, someone actually teach that studies and just teach it, just post every day about it. You said that you were learning about, like, how to build discipline.
Yes.
What are some of the strategies that you're using to build discipline?
Instead of talking about it, being about it.
Okay.
Like,
real.
I'm the type of person, I can tell everybody about themselves. And I can tell me about myself, but am I going to do anything about it? Like I said, if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. If I don't, I'm just not. But I feel like because, for example, what I said growing up, I quit every sport that I tried, you know? it's different. Like, it's different when it comes to you. You feel me? Absolutely. I quit every sport that I tried because I'm just like, okay, I'm bored with it. Like, okay, I'm not consistent enough as I should be or as I want to be. So what I tried to do recently is I just hold myself accountable every single day. Like, I don't chalk it up to like, oh, I got to do this by the end of this week or like by the end of the month. Like, no, every single day. Like, I wake up, I'm like, what are my intentions for today? Set them out and write them out. I don't just say them out loud because I forget everything. So I write them down every single morning. I'm like, okay, what are 3 things I'm going to do today? And I make sure I get those 3 things done. And if I don't get at least, I try to aim for at least 2. Not even at least. 2 is the minimum.
Like, so what time, my fault, what time do you usually wake up and start your day?
I wake up and start my day at 6 a.m. every single day because I have work, obviously. But, like, I have a whole routine before I go to work. That's the thing also, like, staying consistent with my routines. Like, I have to have a bedtime routine and I have to have a morning routine because if I fuck up on the bedtime routine, the morning routine is going to be fucked up. And then just the whole entire day.
What time are you falling asleep on your routine?
My intention
to what time do you try to go to sleep?
I try to go to sleep by 11.
Okay.
I try.
What's the usual?
Usual now is like probably like 12:30. I'm not like
I'm bad though.
I know I'm young, but like I really be trying to be asleep by 10:30. I start yawning by 9.
Grandma.
I mean, you're waking up at 6
I'm really
though.
Grandma. I hate that for me.
You're
I'm
waking
too
up
young
at
for
6
that.
though.
Huh?
You're waking up at 6.
Exactly, and I have a full day. Like I work in Boca.
Ooh.
So I have to have my whole routine set out. You feel me? And I like to eat breakfast, so I'm gonna make my breakfast.
That's a fact.
So have to get ready. Do some Bible study. Just be intentional with the time I have in the morning with myself because it sets like my mood for the whole day. Because my job isn't a job where it's like you go there to de-stress. Like, no, you go there to distract. Like, if you got a lot going on in your life, go to work. Like,
Gem.
for real. Like, no, gee. So that's the type of job I have. So I have to make sure, I'm up on par, like I said, get myself together, go to work, at work all day, come home, Boca traffic, then Fort Lauderdale
That's
traffic.
bad.
Ooh, I be thinking about it every day. But I work from home on Mondays, so I don't be tripping like that for real. But other than that, I just try and set my day up correctly so that I'm not tired. After I come home from work, I go to the gym where I cook, and then I come home, set myself up for the next day, making sure, I got my clothes ready for the next day, face wash, doing what I got to do. It sets me up for the morning, but like the next morning, if I mess up or I get lazy on my night routine, my whole morning is messed up. I'm late for work. I'm like, okay, what I got to do? Like, my mind isn't in the right place. Like, it's just about being consistent with yourself and the things you tell yourself that you want to be about, actually being about it, not just talking about it.
You're talking to more now, your life now, and how you have a job.
Mm-hmm.
But what about them days when you were your own boss and you were your own CEO? How were those days? What was your day looking like?
Man, I was just living life. Like, I was doing whatever I wanted to because I've always had a job. I always had, like, I have a routine. I have a schedule I got to be at. Like, when you're working for yourself, it's so much harder. Like, I give it to full-time CEOs for real because you are your own boss. Like, you set your hours, you set your discipline, you set everything that you do for the day. So if there's a day you just like, I don't want to do nothing, you don't have to do nothing because who's going to tell you different? Like, you're making your own money. You're going in for your own dollar. Those days, I really learned a lot about myself. That's how I learned. Like, I have no discipline. Real shit. Like, I have no discipline, and I have to teach myself discipline. And I also learned during those days, I would say disciplining me is just knowing, like, okay, I don't have a boss. I don't have a schedule today. If I don't have a client today, okay, what am I doing to make sure I have a client tomorrow? Like, what am I doing?
Absolutely.
And that's when you really get into nitty gritty with yourself. Like, okay, what am I lacking? Am I posting? Am I being consistent? Am I creating creative content? Am I actually, checking in with the client, seeing how their facial went, seeing what I could do better? Like, oh, here's another gem. Always be open to feedback. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Like, criticism, whether it's good or bad, always be open to feedback because something like that, you can always learn. Like, you're never too big or too small to learn. Like, you can always learn. So checking in with the client, saying, hey, did you like your facial? Giving, like, their feedback. And if you didn't like your facial, what didn't you like about it? What could I do better next time? Or just thinking of ways of how you can elevate your service. Like, it's a consistent thing. And each day, like, my first, like, month of business, I was, like, just doing whatever. I was living life, going out. Like, I was like, all right.
You learn fast.
No, for real, I living fast. You feel me? The money coming. I'm like, okay, cool. I ain't tripping. Yeah, no, that got old quick. That all got old very, very quick. So I learned really, really quickly, like, no, this is up to me. Like, I have to make this work. Nobody else is sitting there like, Tiana, make sure you Tiana, make sure you post. Tiana, make sure you do this. Tiana, make sure you do that. Like, no, I have to do it. So what do I have to do? Figure it out and just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't think about it. Just do it.
Yeah, be about it.
Do you think you're a good employee?
No, I'm a great employee.
So why don't you just be a great employee for your business?
That's the thing. It's hard when it's you. It's really hard when it's you by yourself. Because there's a lot of things like I said, what you like to do and what you're good at are two different things. Like,
that's true.
I'm really good at customer service, like front facing customers and like seeing ways to market. Like, I'm really, really good at marketing on the external front, but internal, doing inventory, like it's things you have to do, like inventory, like analytics, taxes, like making sure like your monthly report's up to date. Absolutely. Things like that. I used to just like oh my gosh, like I wish I had somebody here to do it. Like even the days where I'll have a client and I have someone reaching out to me to book, I feel bad because I'm not able to get back to them in like, the right amount of time that I think I should be getting back to them for a service. Like I'm like, damn, if I had an assistant, like this would really, really help out. Or if I had somebody to help me clean up after, it wouldn't take away time from my next service or things like that. Like, a lot goes into it. So I wish I will definitely say I'm a great employee when I'm like working for somebody else, but it's just unlearning how to do that and actually apply it to your own self, because you're your own boss. You're your own boss. You set your own rules. So you have to figure out what your rules are and apply them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey,
Bernie, you're a good employee?
Let's think about this. Because I got told this the other day. They said I work too hard. They said I work like a Haitian.
What?
Yeah.
They said that to you to your
What
face?
does that even mean, bro?
who said that to you recently?
It's this New Yorker dog. So he said it. He's like, bro, you don't take no days off. Like, you don't say, nah, I can't make it. Like, you're just so, like, always here and on point. And you just work. And, like, you don't stop. And I was like, yeah, I do stop. But it's like my work is just so fun that it's like, wow, I don't want to miss a day,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, he was like, nah, son, you work like a Haitian dog. Like, you don't stop.
It's the nah, son.
Yeah, you're like, nah, son. Like, I just work like a Haitian. That was probably, like, the only thing that he told me about. But, like, my mom been told me that from, like, when I was in high school. Like, around, like, 11th grade, I was working. But I say, yeah, hard working and reliable. That's me. Yeah.
I mean, what we slowing down for though? We ain't where we at. We ain't where we want to be at.
Nah, I think I just like working well. I like working with my hands. Yeah.
You think? Do you have a number?
I don't think I got a number. I think I have satisfaction.
What's
you
your
have
number?
a number?
What do you mean a number?
What's your number?
What's your number?
What do you mean
So,
by number?
like, what's the number where you're like, all right, Ben, I'm retired.
I'm good.
I'm leaving.
I gotta do shit else.
I don't have a number.
No number?
No.
You believe in vision boards?
Yeah, I do. I'm actually in the midst of like making one actually.
How much complete you got done?
I would say I'm probably like 65% done.
Vision board, highly recommend.
Yeah.
For
sure.
anybody.
That's how I set my schedule. Vision board.
Vision board?
I kind of most.
Because if you see it every day in your peripheral
You're gonna-
eye,
yeah,
you're
it's
gonna do it on accident.
For sure. No, seriously, like I had a vision board unintentionally. Like I knew the car I wanted in my head and I kept thinking about the car. Like I'll see it, I'll be like, I want that car.
And then it appears.
No, like literally I got into a car accident. I got my job, I got into a car accident a week after. And my car got totaled. I was like, damn, I gotta get a new car. I'm like, all right, whatever. I walked to the dealership, I was like, look, this is what I got, this is what I'm finna do.
And it's on my car.
It's the exact car I wanted. Like the first car she brought me to was the exact car I wanted. Like I didn't tell her what I wanted. Like it was just in my head. I was like, let's see what she brings me. She brought me the exact car I wanted. And it's just the car I thought about all the time, like for real. So I just was like, damn, imagine if I put that shit on like a vision board. I would have been had the car. I didn't have to get into the accident. Like, things like that. Like
I had on my vision board I have like $100 million. Like in my mirror, it goes from 10,000 to 100 million. And by the time I'm dead or, retired, my whole goal would be to have $100 million. And I see it every day. And when I tell people, or like, I tell my mom, because she was born, back then. She's young, but she was born back then. But that when I say those numbers, she's just like so shocked. Like she doesn't think that's realistic. But it's only because she, in her time, when she was growing up, that's not how it was till now. Like, anyone could be an entrepreneur and hit $1 million. Like, $1 million, if you work hard as hell towards, you can get. It's really not that hard. You just got to really grind for it.
She's in her box.
Yeah. And I feel like that was the difference from generations, but I don't know where I was going with that. But.
You asked the number. No, seriously,
what's your
I don't
number?
have a number, and I honestly believe I need to get like a number in my head. But I think if I love what I do, I'll never work. I say that in my head because like I love what I do. Like I love helping people. I love like people getting off my table, or just people just just feeling good about themselves. I love that. Like if I can do that just by talking to you, by giving you a service, just by like chilling with you, I'm cool with that. Like I feel like I'll never stop doing that. So if it comes with the money, like for sure the money, like we need that to survive at the end of the day. But
the money gonna come with it, bro.
Exactly, it's gonna come with
money
it.
Gonna come with
it's
it,
gonna
bro.
come with it. But I don't think I have like an exact number of what it is to be like, yeah, I'm done. It's wraps for me. But I think I'm gonna figure it out soon.
No, we'll actually in like 2 months.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like,
You're gonna be like, yo, what's your number?
Like, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna go home and think about it tonight.
Damn.
You got a number on it?
Nah, bro. Like I say, that shit is satisfaction. Like the fact that like the service that you just provided somebody, like it just goes so much further than like the dollar sign. So as long as I got bread, I'm straight. But like you remember my face or remember like a certain moment that like I was there, that should be like, damn, I really did do that.
It's priceless.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
I had a homeboy during COVID. I was working every day during COVID. I was working every day during COVID. And he was making damn near the same amount of money as me.
I was hot.
Sitting in his crib every day.
I was hot.
facts.
Unemployment.
I had some people like that in my life. I was mad as shit.
That shit don't make no sense.
He's getting paid. I'm over here busting my ass.
Busting my ass every day. We damn near getting the same amount of money.
Where you was working?
IMG. I was making more, but it was the money he was making for just sitting down was like I could really just sit down.
I just worked 8 hours for this.
Real shit.
And you just ate cereal for 8
No,
hours.
fact.
PlayStation.
Just single account.
The man was just chilling like
He's on PlayStation. He
No.
8 hours. I'm at work. 8 hours.
No
I'm
facts.
up early.
Up
Like,
early.
so he's getting paid more than you?
Getting paid more than you.
remember
His
the
2K
picture.
players better than yours. Shit, life
I
just
remember-
good.
Shit crazy.
The picture, how you used to have to go to work dressed up, bro. It was ridiculous. Like
Yes.
everything had to be covered. All I saw was just his eyes, and that was it.
Yeah. Because I work for a health clinic company, and back in during COVID, we was out on the field and we were actually testing and shit. That shit was covered up.
That was in the field.
Bro,
Covered
that
up. I ain't
shit
trying to
was
catch
so
that
hours
shit.
a day, that would make me hot. Come
Yeah,
on.
going to Miami.
You lost.
I used to wear masks in these. I used to walk in people's houses and I'm like, damn, bro, these people are dirty.
Hell yeah.
like I'm definitely getting COVID right now.
I'm crying.
It's over. Never got it though. God bless.
Oh, this shit never got it. Knock on wood.
That's not wood.
Nigga got this shot today.
How you feeling?
Bro, I'm so sleepy, dog. I was sleepy and hungry all day.
You got Pfizer too. Like you got the worst one.
Bro, listen. I don't got time. To
See,
go
that's the
back and forth
government
with
right
you
there. You see
now.
how much control they have? They're like, yo, you gotta take this shot or you can't go to Turks.
I can't make
This
no
nigga's
money,
like,
bro.
I'm gonna go get it.
Bro, like,
And
you
then,
messing up my bag.
It stopped me again, I think, last year. Nah, it stopped me again 2 years ago. They wanted me in Bahamas, and I couldn't go because I didn't have the shot. And I'm just like, damn, bro, like, this shit really gonna be the only thing that holds me back right now. So I was sitting there, I had prayed about it, and I had sat in the room with my mom when we talked about it. So, like, if you want to get it, you could go ahead and get it, bro. Like, but I'm going to tell you about this off camera, because the situation that happened to my uncle is kind of weird. So
I'm just saying, it don't really make sense though, because I went to Turks during COVID, and they were talking that shot shit, and I didn't get the shot, and I was perfectly fine.
That was 3 years ago though.
do you ever, like, acknowledge your milestones?
Of course.
You
I
do?
didn't at first.
Did you, like used to feel weird about it? Like, damn, this is, like, me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I hit like my first like big number in my business,
How'd you deal with it?
I honestly just stared at that shit for like at least
Real
30
shit?
minutes. I was like, did this happen? Yeah. Like, no, seriously, like, not even on no. I was like, I did this?
Yeah.
Like, it's like imposter syndrome for real. Like, I did this by myself. Like, this was me. And then it was like, damn, how far can I go with this? Like, you start thinking of like, whoa, like,
Yeah.
I did that. Like, I really did that. You know, like, it just drives you more, you know?
What you do when you hit your milestone?
I'm not gonna hold you. I did do a little purchase. I shouldn't.
Straight, man.
But like,
do it.
I shouldn't have. But like, it was just a little too much in the moment. But
Straight.
I celebrated
I love it.
myself.
we
I
all
said,
have
I
You
know.
should,
First
though.
of all, I gave praise to God.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lord.
Should. Give
He
a
got
round
me
of
there.
applause for that.
Yeah.
Clap for God. You gotta clap for God.
First I did that, and then second I rewarded myself because like at first the first thing I want to do is like tell people, you know, I'll be like, bruh, I want to call somebody up and like, oh my gosh, I just did this. I was like, let me just sit with this myself. I know I don't sit with my milestones. I just let them pass me and be like, oh yeah, I did do that, you know, just in the back of my head. But like I was sitting with it and like really understanding I did this and I did it by myself, and I feel great about it. Like just understanding that you got yourself here with God's help, of course, but like you got yourself here, you're here, how much further can you go? What'd you do with your milestones?
I have no clue, honestly.
Do you celebrate yourself?
Nah, I just keep going. Yeah, I just keep going.
You should celebrate yourself.
I'm
You only got
thinking
one
about
life
it,
to
but
live.
I be thinking about it. But it's like when I get to where I want to be at, then I'll be like, yeah, I think I did enough now. But see, I take like before I never used to like take pictures and shit like what's going on, like what I did until like I think it was like I was around these boys, and when we started going on trips and shit, that's when I really was like, yo, you gotta like really capture each moment because
Yeah,
it's $1 million moment right now.
for sure.
Yeah, so like now I take a whole lot more pictures now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree to that too.
Yeah.
I definitely started taking a lot more pictures.
Yeah.
The moment is pure, bro. You gotta capture that.
No,
Yeah.
for real. Like, and we got phones. Like, it's different. People had to go to the store to go buy that camera right quick. You know, like you
And
got a
4K,
phone.
shoot a whole movie on your phone
Facts. Literally, just stay like when you in the moment, capture it if you can, but just be mindful in the moment, just so you can like remember this, like in like 3 or 4 years. Like, damn, I remember when we did that. I remember when this happened. Like, it matters because you're always gonna think back to it for sure.
Shit, I be looking at old videos from high school now, but like,
What?
god damn.
Yeah.
Facts.
I have a completely different mindset.
No, for real, because you grew.
too. Thank God.
No, seriously. But okay, let me ask you guys a question.
Uh-oh.
Would I'm gonna say 17 because I compare my 17-year-old self a lot. Would your 17-year-old self looking at you now as a young CEO, like, what would they think of you?
Shit, nigga, like you really did this shit. That's me, like you really did this shit, like whoa. Cause the whole Miami shit I think I started like coming to Miami in the middle of the year last year.
Yeah.
And early in the year. So I'll say like around March. So I've been in Miami like DJing there for like a good hour. Met a lot. I mean, a good year. I'm tripping. And I've met a lot of people that like I listen to.
You
watch. I play their music. It's just so much that goes on, and then like just how fast it is. Like, I quit like working all my jobs during the whole pandemic stuff. But even like I don't know why pandemic I made so much money. Like pandemic I was making money. I was doing like a stripper party every 3 days out the week. For sure, 3 days out the week, and I stayed at a hotel because my mom didn't want me home. Yeah. But I know like each day was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then I'll have to like DJ like whenever, like if somebody would have a party like on the weekends. But those 3 days I was doing stripper party every day. I was coming home with like 1,000. So I'm like, this is life right now.
Yeah, you feeling good.
I was chilling, bro. I was chilling so good. So yeah, that's what I'll say. For me, it was my 17-year-old self. Damn, he probably wasn't even thinking about DJing.
17.
But you see how far you are now.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta celebrate yourself. 'Cause look
Ain't
how far
it?
you came.
We going out tonight, man. Let's go.
Not me, but you have fun.
Oh,
Shit,
never
real
mind.
shit. Gotta
Things
go
at work.
No clap for that. No clap for that.
No clap.
No clap for
That's
that.
crazy.
Just crickets.
Damn. 17-year-old self. 17-year-old self would have probably thought I was about to graduate FAMU for right now.
I remember I had a conversation with you like right before you went to FAMU.
I
I'm
was
like, oh my
supposed to
gosh,
go.
Shanae's going to FAMU.
I didn't even go.
Yeah.
I couldn't pass the SAT. I was like kept feeling that shit, but like 2 points, 3 points, 5 points, 4 points.
You couldn't pass a test?
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything
you
happened
smart
for
as
a
shit,
reason
too.
though.
I don't feel that bad now.
Because if I passed that shit, I wouldn't have had the crib.
Nah, for
I
real.
have
Everything went
YCP.
Facts.
Oh.
Can you do all button?
No facts. Aww.
Nah, 17-year-old self. I thought I was gonna be a firefighter though.
Nah.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I
He
was
went to EMT school and all.
Yeah.
I was in paramedic school, and then my brother started to burn out with the business because he was just getting overwhelmed because we were getting so many calls. And I'm like,
I don't know if I want that life.
I said, nah, I don't. I can make way more money over here than do this over here. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna jump head first into it. I think my 17-year-old self would say I don't know, man. I think he would be expecting to do more.
Okay.
My 17-year-old self was like a dog. Like now I've got comfortable, so I'm trying to beat the comfortability. That's the difference in my 17-year-old self. My 17-year-old self ain't never seen six figures. So I was never comfortable. Now that I've seen it and hit it, it's like, all right, I got to break off from that. I got to break off from that comfortability because that's fucking up the future. You know what I mean? So that's what I think my 17-year-old self would say. You got to be more of a dog.
I think like jumping, like going head first into like certain situations is like the best thing to do. Cause like that's what the conversation's been about. Like honestly,
Either gonna
like,
sink or swim.
yeah.
Jump off the roof.
You gotta jump off the porch sometimes,
You
bro.
gonna be scared as shit, but do it.
Yeah, you got to jump off the roof. If you don't jump
I
off the
was
roof,
scared
it'll
as
never
shit
work.
taking this
You'll
shot,
never know
boy.
if you can fly, honestly.
Me and the doctor was praying today. I was like, "Yo, hold my hand, Will." I'm
Not the
praying.
doctor.
Yeah, I'm praying with bro and walking.
Said I'm praying with the doctor.
Father God, please do not let
You
this
know
shot.
that shit not supposed to go inside of you. This nigga praying with the doctor. What
Nah,
the
bro,
fuck?
because the
Doctor know
story.
he finna kill
When I
his
tell you the story, all right, bro. When I tell you the story after
I need to.
we close, you'll see why.
All right.
Yeah, crazy story, bro.
I wish I had the dog in me at 17. I'll probably fucking shit up more.
Hey,
But I got the knowledge now. I got more knowledge
Yeah.
now than I do when I was 17.
For sure.
Like I know way more about my industry now.
Imagine 5
Than
years
you
from
did.
now. Will.
No,
5 years from
facts.
now, I'm be.
I think about that.
I thought
every
about
day.
it. In next 5 years, I would almost be moving for like 15 years.
But no, I'm really, really glad that you guys, considered me to come on the show. I'm glad I was able to drop some gems for
We're
the
glad
youth.
you came out and threw yourself out there. You hit us up.
Yeah.
Like I said, Tiana was one of the first people when we first started YCP. She hit us up, asked us, "Are we having interviewers because she needs to drop some gems for y'all?" That's what her words were. Sure. She said she has some gems to drop for y'all, and she definitely did.
She came
so
and
we
did
are,
that.
We are,
for
really
sure.
appreciative of you joining us. We hope success to your business. Relaunch in the summer. Y'all go get y'all facials.
I'm getting one.
Y'all get some
Get y'all
services
dirty ass
done.
face wash.
Nah, real shit.
Oh, Lord.
Because I didn't see the black on y'all necks. I didn't see the black on
That's
y'all
not
necks.
Terrible. Terrible.
But nah,
You have any
on a more serious note, we appreciate you. Women's History Month, March. YCP.
You're
have
doing
any-
big things though.
Thank you.
closing statements? Any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Yes.
Or you think anyone else we should have on next?
Oh,
Yes.
Shout them out and then tell them.
You
to
got to
follow
help us
and-
get them on the podcast, though, if you're going to shout somebody out.
Yeah, tell them we're cool people. We're not weird.
Yeah. We have, it's one more week of March for a woman. We did women this whole month, but we're going to go back to males and women
okay.
next month.
Let me think. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna shout out my sweet mate, Raw Beauty with 2 Y's at the end.
Nice.
Because she's an amazing person. She did my hair, y'all. It's
Okay,
fire.
it's late too.
Yeah,
definitely
for
is.
sure. But no, that's my sweet mate, and just she's a great CEO, and she's young, just like us, trying to make it, trying to do the best that she can, and learning as she grows. Love her. Definitely shouting out my sweet mate for sure.
Nice.
Held it down for the year. Shout out to you. Like you guys know Z.
C Saint?
Yeah.
Saint?
Yeah.
A real estate agent?
Yeah.
Shout out Z.
But no,
Z.
for real, because, like, Z, he, like, even, like, before, like, he inspires me, low-key, to go hard, because I be seeing him, like, doing, like, a whole bunch of different stuff. I be like, all right, I see you. Like, you see stuff? Like, yeah, that's a guy. I wanted to just throw out all girls out
Shout
there.
out Z.
Shout out Z.
Z.
Saint?
You
Z
feel
Saint?
me? Oh, I'm going to shout out the person who, like, inspired me to be esthetician. Her name on Instagram is Chill and Bake Spa. She's a waxer, but, like, I really, really love her. Like, she's older, but she's like super, super smart. Like, she really inspired me to really like get licensed and actually do what I got to do. Any questions I had when I was first thinking of it, before it was even like anything, I came to her and I asked her, and she definitely helped me. You really have to help people, like, when you're just learning, especially people who have been in the industry. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, because the worst they can tell you is, like, no. Literally. There's nothing wrong with asking a question. And the last person, I'm going to add a fourth, is someone who I also went to for help when I first decided to, like, when I was freshly licensed and I saw her doing her thing in Broward. Her IG is, I believe, hold on. It's updated. It's Derma by Shy or Kai, CHI. I can put that. Like, okay,
yeah, we'll do
but no, for sure, she's a young CEO, and I go to her for my skin. Like, that's my esthetician. Okay. So I really, really respect her hustle on a real level. Like, people are really, really like rude. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, when I first came out and I was licensed and I was like, I don't even know what my next steps is. That girl broke it down for me on what I should be doing if I couldn't. She gave me guidance. And in an industry, one where you're black, you're a woman, and you're in kind of like a small market, it's really, you can get intimidated by people who you see doing better than you. You thinking like, oh, they can't help me. I'm too small, blah, blah, blah. No, she helped me for sure. Those are my 4 young CEOs that I would shout out.
We actually got a Voyage magazine coming out.
I saw you guys referred me.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to say after. Thank you guys so much for that.
Welcome.
That was so raw. I was like, oh, you guys referred me?
From the team.
I appreciate y'all for real. Like, for real, for real.
All right. Shout out to y'all.
I reached out to
Round
them.
of applause.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys.
All right, YCP crew, we out of here, man.
Thanks for having me.
Sliding in the coupe through the city, different flavors. I just hit a stain where my niggas living stainless. Dopest in the city, rockin' white.